My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need! And I hope you enjoy the video. A new year, a new me. If I hear one person say that going into this year, I'm a strangle. I'm a strangle these suckers, bro. Tired of hearing that junk. Ain't no new year, new me suckers. Them same suckers that go to the gym the first week of the new year, gym be packed, and then like, hell, sometimes it's 2 days, but I'll give them a week. A week later, that jump back to being the same old thing, bro. I ain't setting no goals, no expectations for myself in 2019, because every time I do, I fall flat on my face. They ain't doing it, bro. 2019 is going to be horrible for me. It's going to be terrible. That way, I could go into 2019 thinking, hey, this year's going to be horrible anyways. And then when it actually don't be that horrible, I'll be like, you know what? 2019 wasn't that bad. That's what I'm doing, but what's going on, you guys, man? This is probably going to be, this is not even probably, this is most, gotta get this freaking cough out of me. This is probably going to be most definitely going to be my last video of 2018, man. I honestly, at this point, I do these videos more so for myself, more so than y'all. I mean, of course, I still, do it to like talk to, my views, but I do it. The hell? What was that? Anyways, I thought I heard something. I do it mainly, to almost like look back, it's like just seeing, the progress I've made from year to year to year, like, and then sometimes if I'm like down or something like that, I like look back to see where I was at like the ending of that year. What do I say, man? This 2018 has been 2018 has been I don't even know. I really don't even know. There's so many. I don't know if I can say one word to sum up. How do you come up with one word to sum up 365 days? Definitely, as far as business wise, I haven't really worked like an actual job, like a 9 to 5 I hate my life job, probably since 2016. Well, no, 2017, because I remember times got real hard. I took my behind straight back to retail. I was like, please take me, please take me. No, so it was like early 2017. I think it was early 2017. It is weird because like you would think, and I'm definitely happy about, like, this was always one of my dreams to pretty much do this for a living, and in some ways I am. In some ways, I still live, with my sisters and mom. My sisters want to move out. I want to move out. Well, mainly my youngest sister. She wants to move out because she's never been out on her own. I think she's 28. She's 28 or 29. I think she's 29, actually. She wants to move out. My oldest sister, she's been out on her own before, but she moved back in with us to, save up money. I haven't been out on my own yet. I just turned 27 this year. And, pretty much my mom is, pretty much living now, without really paying too much bills, which is good. I you should always, want your parent, at some point, to, not, be worrying about bills and stuff like that. So she's not even really like paying the bills here and stuff like that. It's really like me and my sisters. It definitely sometimes gets stressful in here, just with family drama and stuff that's going on, you know. So I really, more so now than ever, and I know I can say the same for my sister, because we've had these discussions so many different times. It gets to the point of where it's time to get your own place, you know. So that is definitely a goal I have for next year. But we're all saving. We're all saving money, you know. My mom is saving money, and that's good for her and stuff like that. My sisters are saving. That's good, you know. But definitely that's on my list next year. I'm pretty much, you know, doing my own thing as far as like the whole internet gig stuff and doing content creation and stuff like that on various different sites. It's weird though, because I took a huge step back from YouTube this year. At least that's how, at least I feel like. I remember, like, hell, even going like maybe back a year and a half ago, YouTube literally used to be my life. Like, I will legit wake up and immediately, like, I'm talking about morning. I'm talking about morning. Frank! I still stutter from time to time. It gets annoying. I'm talking about morning breath and all. Jesus. Morning breath and all. I used to wake up immediately, hop straight on YouTube, check subs, check views, stuff like that, see how my channel's doing. I remember, like, YouTube legit used to be my life. Like, I used to go so hard on YouTube, and eventually I feel like, the hell? I thought I just saw a cockroach. I was about to bust out the raid, fam, but I just remember, like, in 2016, if you guys remember that 2016 vid I did at the very end of 2016, where 2016 was a horrible year for me. But I just remember I got so burnt out from doing YouTube. Like, a lot of people think like uploading vids is so easy, and I guess the premise of doing it is easy. Anyone can, you know, upload a video, but to actually get people to watch consistently and be successful at it, that's a completely different, you know, thing. And doing this I've been doing, as far as like content creation stuff, I've been doing this for 10 years now. Maybe over 10 years now. I think I started because I started in late 2008. Pretty much like right around 10 years, you know, like right around. I've been doing this jump for 10 years now, man. And for years, I went so hard at this jump. And, you know, it was such a passion I had. And it's still a passion I have. I still enjoy, you know, making content for people to watch, you know. But I feel like it can be dangerous doing this content creation thing, because you do start to get caught in the numbers, you know. You start to compare yourself to others and stuff like that, and I was doing that in 2015 and 2016, and those years was rough for me, you know. But I started to kind of get back to myself in like late 2017, even early 2017 wasn't really going well for me. I was still like trying to go so hard at this junk, because it was literally my life. Like, I've been doing YouTube since I was a junior in high school, maybe even a sophomore. Like, I've been doing this junk for a while, man. And, you know, when you're doing this junk for years, you do start to get caught in the numbers. You start to get caught in the views and subscribers and stuff like that. You start to compare yourself to others, and it started messing with my whole like psyche of like how I would approach these videos. And if my last video I did last year in 2017, one thing I did towards the ending, because it's not even just YouTube. I used to be so connected to social media. I'm talking about like day in, day out, every second. I was connected either on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and it's so weird, man, because it's like technology is like all the stuff that we can do now just from a phone is crazy, and it's like I feel like people are so spoiled now with all the information that you can access so easily now. But at the same time, it's so weird. Like we're so connected to like everything that goes on in like the world now, as far as like all of the current events and information and stuff like that. We're so connected, but so disconnected at the same time. Like I've seen so many times, like when you go to like eat out at like a restaurant and like everyone that's in the family is like at the table eating, but everyone is on their cell phone, not talking to each other. It's just social media for me starting like I started to notice this last year. It started to become a huge distraction for me, and actually started to like mess with my mental state. That's why like at the beginning of at the nearing the end of last year, I took a step back from social media. I don't get on Twitter as much as I used to. I don't get on YouTube as much as I used to, clearly. I haven't been uploading like that at all. I take it in doses now. Like I still love it and it's addicting, but you have to know when to step back. At least for me, I felt like I had to step back because it can become toxic. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been asking me like this year, like how come I don't upload like I used to. One, it is definitely harder for me to get in that mood to like create and just be, because I don't just like to upload like vids just to upload them like just to get views and stuff like that. I mean, I don't even get like I don't even get like a lot of views to begin with, compared to like these top YouTubers. But I've never been that person just to upload for like the sake of uploading. I used to do that at like the very beginning because I just loved doing YouTube so much, and I just couldn't believe like people would actually like watch my stuff. So I just used to upload like 5 to 6 vids a week. I remember like in high school, maybe like 4 to 5, yeah, but not maybe 6. That's too much. But so yeah, I mean, I definitely took a step back from YouTube this year, and that wasn't my intention going into this year. Like I wanted to actually get back into really grinding on YouTube, but that's just not the way it went. Twitch though has actually been really going well for me. As far as like all the stuff that I do online, as far as financially, this has been my best year ever. And it's weird. It's so weird the way that the world works. It's so weird. And I was having this conversation with one of my friends last night. Actually, it's just so weird because I remember when I used to go so hard to try to be so like. I used to want to blow up doing this stuff. Like, I used to want to be like the top YouTuber. You know how like you have all of those little privileged white kids being like, yes, I'm in Tokyo right now, the sky. I wanted to be that guy, but I couldn't be because I'm black. But I remember I at one point, yes, I wanted to be like a big YouTuber and stuff like that. And I used to remember I would go so hard at this stuff, and I would like exert so much, effort, and just try to create something that people could watch. And it just seemed like the more I tried, like the farther and farther away it seemed like that goal would get for me. Like the harder I would push, like the further away the goal would get. And then all of a sudden, when I stopped caring about YouTube as much, and I stopped, trying to upload daily and stream daily and do all this type of stuff daily, always trying to have content, up every day or two. As soon as I just was like, man, I'm gonna just do me. All of a sudden, like stuff, as far as financially, stuff is just going really well for me. It's weird. Like it's actually, I'm like, I don't even feel like I'm trying like how I used to, especially how I used to like really try to put stuff out like just be daily. I don't even feel like I'm trying right now, but it's like all of a sudden things are going really well for me. Essentially, outside of me having my own place, I'm doing what I always wanted to do. I don't have a job. I don't have a real job, as people like to say. Get a real job, darky. I don't have a real job where I have to clock in and speak to some bald headed receding hairline back to the forehead boss that I don't like. I don't have to clock into a job that I worked retail for like maybe 5 to 6 years. The first maybe two and a half, it was good. I just remember after like that 2.5 mark, oh my God, I started to hate. I literally used to hate my life when I used to work at like, well, even the grocery store started to get bad. When I got to Target, I was just like, bruh, I don't know how people do this. I don't know how people clock in, and again, some people are content with that lifestyle. Like they need, some type of thing that they have to do each day, go home, take their check, use that for whatever and stuff like that. I just don't know how people get content with that lifestyle. Especially like that lifestyle where it's like you're just working like, like a retail job or something like that. I'm just like, how do people do it? I used to ask like the older people that were in like their 60s. I'm like, how have you been doing this your whole life? I literally remember having these conversations with people in like their 60s and 70s. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, just retire. And some people, when they retire, they don't really have nothing to do. They're bored, so some people say, hey, I did retire, but I didn't really have nothing to do. I was just sitting around the house all day, so I decided to go back to work, and I respect that, and stuff like that. I just don't know how, with all the stuff that's out there, I just never, and I felt like this even in high school. Like, I always felt like I could never be that person that could clock into a job that I hate for 30 plus years and then just retire and then be like, what now? I'm freaking 60 plus years old. I swear, when I do these videos, I always go into it with the intention of let me not go over 15 minutes. But I think that's impossible because I'm literally trying to sum up my whole year in one video. I don't know how long this video is going to be. If you guys watch or whatever, I really don't care at this point. Like, it's really, I'm gonna watch this video because I feel like I feel like this is therapeutic to me when I go back and watch it, But so yeah, I mean, essentially, outside of me having my own place, I'm doing what I always wanted to do. I don't have to wake up to clock into a job that I hate. I'm doing, what I love to do and making, money while doing it. This year, as far as financially, has been my best year ever, with just content creation and just content creation, streaming, whatever. Like, this has been my best year ever since I've been doing this junk. And I make my own schedule. I'm my own boss and stuff like that. But my biggest challenge this year, and it's weird. I didn't really know about it because you don't really know until you find out. I feel like this path that I've chosen, even though I'm happy with what I do, hey, there's always pros and cons to everything you do. No matter what you do in life, you could think something is great, and and it very well might be, but there's always cons to that. And this path that I've chosen, with just trying to because I didn't go to college like right after high school. I remember I wanted to go for game design. I never ended up going because I was about to take out like a $70,000 loan, and I remember my mom being like, she was like, "You sure you want to do that?" And I was like, not really. So I never ended up going to school for game design, and years just added it up. I never went to college, outside, once I graduated high school. So, this path that, that I've decided to take, even though it is starting to, pay off in ways that I'm finally starting to see. Working essentially from home can be a very like isolating type thing. And that's one thing that I've really been kind of struggling with this year, because like I'm home a lot. I'm home a lot, you know, because I work from home. I make my own schedule. I don't have to clock into somewhere that I hate, and I couldn't do that junk. No way, because literally every time like I am horrible at getting to work on time. Horrible, especially if it's a place I don't want to go to. Me doing this, you know, essentially, you know, being, you know, having my own business, I guess, and being my own boss, like that's like the American dream and stuff like that, right? You know, but it can be very isolating, dude. You know, this path that I've decided to take since I got out of high school, you know, I've kind of isolated myself in ways. You know, I don't really speak to, I mean, I still do speak to, you know, a few friends from high school, but you know, I've definitely stopped talking to friends, you know, throughout the years of me being so hungry, especially more so in like the beginning when I started this. I've definitely like, I haven't, you know, I feel like as far as like socially, that's what I'm kind of starting to miss now. One thing, and you don't really realize this until you actually do work from home. One thing you do not, I do not miss working retail. Let me say that right now. Working retail is horrible. It's weird. Every time and it's always at Walmart, I always run into a subscriber that watches my videos, and it's the most random thing ever. Like, yo, aren't you Kool-Aid fried chicken popcorn? I'm like, are you kidding me? How? They're always at Walmart, and they always tell me how horrible it is for them working at Walmart. And I'm like, sucker, trust me, I know. I used to work at Target. It's just a white version of Walmart, but it's pretty much the same thing, dude. So, but yeah, man, definitely one thing you miss about that stuff, you know, when you finally do start to see how it is working from home, you know, it would force you into like social situations. Like you were forced to talk to people, you know, your coworkers or customers and stuff like that. So I was like always more so around people and, you know, forced to socialize and stuff like that. But now that I work from home and I don't really technically have to leave the house until I want to, I make my own schedule, I've found myself this year really isolating myself, you know, and not just that, you know, I got social anxiety to some extent too. I've always had that. Like, you know, once I'm comfortable around people, I'm 100% good. Like I'll act just like this, but getting to know people, I definitely have social anxiety, because I always used to ask myself, like, how come every time I go into the mall, and it still happens today, I always used to ask myself, how come every time I go into like the mall, like I start questioning like all this different stuff about me, like am I walking the right way? Oh my god, why are they laughing? They must be laughing at me. Like I do stuff like that. I definitely have social anxiety. But when I used to, you know, work, you know, a real job, it used to force you into those situations. So I do find myself kind of missing that a little bit, because you know, working from home can be very isolating. That's why this year I started to volunteer at a wildlife reserve. I volunteer at animal shelters. I've always wanted to do that because I love being around animals, but I never really had the time to do it because I was always working at a place that I didn't want to, you know. But once I really started, I'm like, because I remember earlier on this year, I'm like, bro, I'm doing everything I wanted to do. Why am I still so unhappy? And I was literally, I found it can be very lonely working from home, you know, because like everyone is out there and you're your own boss. You plan your own day, you know, and whenever, you know, when your friends are busy working or they got kids, whatever now, it can be very isolating. So I felt very alone this year, at times, you know, so that's why I start to get out and do stuff like that, you know, taking, you know, little acting classes and stuff like that. Just stuff that I always wanted to do, boxing classes and stuff like that. Stuff I always wanted to do, but I never really had the time to do it. You know, so I've been doing stuff like that to like force me out the house, because it is so easy for me to stay home because I don't need to go outside to make money. It is weird. Like, this junk sounds like the dream, but once you are actually doing it, it's like they didn't tell me about this part. Like, it is weird, dude. So, you know, me being lonely, me isolating myself this year because of, you know, the work that I do me not having to leave the house, me, dealing with my social anxiety. It seemed like this year was like the year for everyone to come out and talk about mental health. I've been dealing with mental health issues since like middle school, but I never felt comfortable about I've never felt comfortable talking about this junk. I still don't feel comfortable talking about this junk because I never like to feel I never like to feel I knew I was going to start on this word. I always start. I know the words I'm about to stutter on. I never like to feel vulnerable. So that's why, mental health with me, I've literally been dealing with this junk at least since like 7th to 8th grade. And it's like, I never really knew what it was, and stuff like that, but, now it kind of seemed like it was a trend this year to like people to come out, and not saying that they don't deal with it, but at least that's how I felt. Like it just seemed like so many people came out talking about mental health this year, and it's great that awareness is starting to be brought to mental health. That's a great thing, but it kind of felt like a trend, and I didn't want to all of a sudden come out and be like, so let's talk about mental health. Like I don't know. I'm maybe I think about these things like too much, but when I'm dealing with stuff, I don't want to like, I just like to keep it to myself. I think I get that from my dad, because when he had a problem with something, back in the day, or he was mad, he would just shut up and not say nothing the whole day. So I think I get that from my dad. But yeah, man, I definitely have mental health issues. I have ups and downs literally every month. And I never talk about this junk because I'm not comfortable talking about it. And I think that's a problem in the black community. A lot of black suckers don't like to talk. A lot of black people don't really like to talk, especially go to like a therapist. Like my mom has brought up that idea for me to go talk to a therapist. Don't want to do it. I'm not about to. If I don't want to talk to my own family about my problems, what makes you think I want to go to a stranger, and be like, so let me just spill my whole life out on you. So I don't like to do the whole therapist thing and stuff like that, but it's great that awareness is being brought to mental health this year. I'm not saying like I don't like what's going on, but I didn't want to come out. And some of my subscribers know that I deal with this, but not a lot because I don't really open up like that much, but it kind of seemed like everyone was coming out this year talking about mental health. I didn't want to, hop on the train and be like, let's talk about mental health. Even though I've been dealing with this junk since middle school, so, that, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like different. A lot of the challenges that I face this year now are like all mental stuff, because I really feel like this year has went well for me, but in some ways I feel like I kind of need to get out more, but at the same time, like it's so dangerous now these days. Like you can go somewhere and all of a sudden a freaking shooting happens, and then it's hashtag gun control on Twitter for like a day or two, and then it goes right back to people forgot, and then the next event happens, and then hashtag gun control, and nothing is done, so it's like I want to get out more and socialize more, but at the same time I don't, because I do have social anxiety to an extent, and you never know what's going to happen these days to where you go to like a social place and then someone might pop out a gun or something like that. So it's weird, dude, man. It's definitely, because I work from home, it's like hard to meet people. Like it's hard to meet people now and stuff like that. It was more so easy to like, talk to people because, you would have to clock into this place each day and work and talk to your coworkers and stuff like that. Like I do like, as far as I miss that part of like actually working at like a real job, but all that other stuff freaking, but that's the stuff that I've really been like dealing with this year. Like, feeling isolated, feeling like I need to get out the house, feeling like I need to get away from like all of these same surroundings that I see each day. Not just the house, but just like all the same surroundings I see each day. Like I feel like next year I really need to travel more and just like get away and stuff like that. So you know, I've been dealing a lot with that stuff. Even I kind of just got out of like a funk, you know, as far as as far as like mental health and stuff like that, and just I'm constantly up and down, constantly up and down, you know, and but I just choose not to talk about it because I've never really been comfortable talking about my problems on that level, you know. But outside of that, man, this year has been going really well for me, man. You know, I'm more active now as far as like I'm starting to play basketball more. I always missed playing basketball, never you and then I stopped playing. I stopped playing it for years and stuff like that. I'm starting to play that now. You know, I'm volunteering now at, you know, shelters and stuff like that. I'm trying to get in more so into acting and voice acting next year. That's something I always wanted to do and stuff like that. And hopefully, as far as my businesses go, hopefully that keeps on going well like it has this year and stuff like that. Especially shout out to all my Twitch viewers. You guys have held me down this year a lot, man. But yeah, next year I definitely do want to get back into YouTube. You know, as far as I do want to, I still love doing YouTube. It's just it's hard for me now to find like that motivation to like get in front of the camera now. Like before I could just hop in front of the camera just like this, be like now it's hard. It's not hard, but it takes more. And I honestly feel like once I get my own place, that will help. But it's not just that. It's other things too. Again, it's all like mental stuff with me. But you know, so yeah, man, hopefully I do plan on, you know, getting back into YouTube more and stuff like that for the people that do still watch me, for the people that have been asking, why don't you upload like that no more? Is there anything else that I have to say? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm just trying to go off the head, you know. But yeah, man, that was pretty much my year, 2018. It was definitely a success in some ways. Of course, each year you're going to have your obstacles and challenges that you go through. You know, no year is going to be perfect. So I definitely feel like 2018 was a good year for me as far as like my businesses, like on the internet, my businesses and stuff like that. You know, but you know, of course you're gonna have the ups and downs, you know, like I said. But yeah, man, 2019, on to bigger and better things. New year, a new me, by the way, like they always say. And yeah, man, I haven't even been doing those whole New Year's resolutions thing. I don't do that junk no more. I just kind of set like small goals for myself now, just see what I could do. Cause I just feel like when you make New Year's resolutions, you're just setting yourself up for failure. It's just like you got so many high expectations you're trying to set for yourself that you kind of know you ain't gonna reach, but you just put it there anyways, just, you know, just to be like, what if? You know, so I don't even call them that no more. I just be like, I'm gonna set some small goals for myself and see where I go, you know. So hopefully 2019, you know, is better for everyone, you know, that's watching this video. Thank you guys for supporting me for as long as you guys have. I will see you guys next year a lot more, because that's one thing I do want to really start getting back into, being more on YouTube, how I used to be back in the day. Let's see what happens with that, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, man, you suckers stay up. You know, I hope everyone out there is doing well and stuff like that. Hope your family is doing well. Hope you guys had a good 2018. Let me know how y'all 2018 went down in the comments below. Interested. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys next year. All these games we got dropping those first 3 months. Oh, y'all definitely gonna see me next year. I'll catch you guys later, all right? Peace.